So today I'm going to make an Easter basket, and I started off by cutting off the top of the paper bag, but then I set on to sketching and painting. You'll notice how I painted the egg white instead of painting everything white. That's because I felt like that just would be too hard, and then I would have to paint it and then sketch over paint, which isn't a good idea. I tried it before, and it just scratches off the paint. So you'll notice how I use the same color over the whole thing. That's so it seems like it's more of one piece. Now this whole project took me a while. This particular part took 30 minutes just painting that one side. That's because I'm a slow painter, but if you're faster at it, it'd probably be a lot easier for you. So I paint each part. I like to make it diverse so it looks interesting. I think this is my favorite side overall, but you'll see which one's your favorite later. And now I could do like the other side. Next, I'm gonna wait for this to dry. The bunny, I think I'll add some more features to, and I think I'll outline everything in black. But mostly otherwise this is done. And then you could also do something like on the egg, like a little design. And I think I will paint the other sides. So I'll do them next. Now I outline everything in black. My mother informed me this is actually for like putting eyes on pictures, like old pictures that, like if they close their eyes, you just draw on the little eyes, which I think is kind of weird, but I used it for this and it's really cute. So I just outlined everything. I outlined the bunny and egg because I wanted them to stand out from the background, and because I outlined every other section, so I felt like it would look weird if I didn't do that. Now, you could also use a Sharpie, but I just felt like my black Sharpie isn't as strong as this is, so I use this instead. Oh, I'm just touching up where I made mistakes. That's it, finished. My bird's doomed to dying, I guess. Now I begin sketching the next bottom side. And I chose a red bunny. Not sure why I chose red. I just did. I did one ear up, one ear down, because I feel like it's kind of cute. I don't know, maybe it's ugly. You'll notice how I use the same design style for the bunny on the front and bottom. That's because I feel like it's good to keep it all the same. So I painted each section a different color. So like the ears are a different color than the bottom part. I don't know what it's called, the fluffy. And then I began painting the background, which I did green so that it would stand out from the bunny regardless of whether I decided to outline it or not, which I did do in the end. You'll notice how I make sure that I've completely surrounded the bunny, and I put the paint directly on because that saves paint, because I don't have to scoop it up. Now I'm just adding some designs in by putting in some yellow dots, which I did not outline, but I think it probably would have looked better if I did, but it looks fine without it. If you wanted to do this at home, tell me in the comments, and I guess I could see if I could sketch something out to be able to print it off and link it in the description. Here I go outlining everything. You'll notice how I outline every single different portion of it. That is important for me because I feel like it helps it look better overall because it all stands out. And you want to make sure that the line is thick. And I accidentally messed up some spots, so I go in and fix them. Which is also a really important step to do. However, I was impatient, which is why I had those things done. If you waited for the paint to dry, you probably wouldn't have to do as much touch-up as me. However, I am impatient. There it is done. Now I'm just moving on to the other side. You'll notice how I keep changing outfits. It's because this stuff takes a while to do, and I speed this stuff up a lot. So this is gonna be my egg side. So I'm just doing a whole bunch of different eggs. I like to do bigger and smaller ones because I feel like while it also makes it look like things are closer and farther away, which I don't really appreciate, I grew up with plastic eggs instead of real eggs for Easter. So we actually have different sized eggs. I'll show them at the end. They're really cool because they're like different shaped ones. So there are like some that have like little monster tentacles. I didn't do that for this though because I figured a more traditional egg looking would be better. So this I feel like is a really simple thing that you wouldn't need my sketch for because it's just ovals. But for everything else, if you want them, I will offer them to you guys somehow. I'm not sure how yet. Ta-da! Now I just begin painting. Now, I paint every single egg white for a very specific reason. You'll notice for the middle one, I do end up skipping part of it, but it's because I wanted to do designs on some of them. I was trying to hold it down because it was going up too much. But then also, it's better because I knew I would want to use pastel colors on these too, that I wanted them to still like stand out from the brown, which they wouldn't do very well because they're pastels. So instead of just doing what I normally did before, which was just paint on with the colors, I decided to paint all of the eggs white so that I could do whatever kind of design I wanted on them, light or dark. Because I also think then I could just have some white eggs, which I don't think I ended up doing in the end. I have some that look white, but they're really light green. Like a very light green. Because I used a light green and then added white so it'd be light. Yeah. My word, I'm so slow. But I have to keep touching up. And then I accidentally didn't film that middle one, but it's just the design one that's just on white. I feel like the rest are a bit more interesting. So I've only painted a few, but then I was like, you know what, I should paint the background first, which is what I would recommend, because then it's a lot easier to do touch-ups, because you are painting over the things anyway. For like the actual design, you know? Because if you do the design, then do the background, it's easier to mess up on your design, or like if you accidentally get the paint on your already done design, which is really sad to see. And then one of them I did a kind of rainbow thing, but it's not rainbow. I'm not really sure what it is. It's pretty cool looking though. I don't know how you would dye an egg that. I don't know how you dye an egg any of these things. We don't dye eggs. I don't know. Maybe, nope. So those top ones are light green. And then I do polka dots, which I also did an outline, because I felt like the background was too boring. This is also a new day. I know, this took me so long. So I outline every single egg again. And you'll notice, you can see the green ones better in this light. One of those might actually be white, I'm not sure. I can't tell. And I used a lot of different colors so that they could look different from each other. This is the end result. I had to slow it down because I was too fast. But here's each side. Here's the bottom. Here's the back. And the first one was the front. And I did not paint the two sides. Here's the bottom again. And there's the front.